Hi everyone, I'm Rebecca at Bodycraft Massage Therapy. I want to talk today a little bit about nighttime compression and some options. Now, it's always wise before you get into compression garments to remember that if you think you need compression, talk to your certified lymphedema therapist and your medical team, right? There are some times where it is not indicated or not a good idea, and you want to make sure that you are moving forward with your safety first and foremost. All right, to understand nighttime compression, we do need to talk very briefly about daytime compression because the two products are fundamentally different. Daytime compression is designed to help a swollen limb or region maintain the size that it is approximately when you wake up, right? Before you've gone about your day. Its job is to try to contain some of the swelling so that you don't continue to swell. Nighttime compression, however, is designed to help your body reduce the amount of swelling or the amount of fluid in that area. So the gold standard of compression for daytime or nighttime use is going to be short stretch, multi-layer bandaging. If you've done CDT or CDP, which is complete decongestive physiotherapy or therapy, you've probably not only been wrapped with the short stretch bandaging, but you've probably been taught how to wrap yourself, which is wonderful. It is truly the gold standard and the most effective when done well and consistently. That said, there are some people who cannot tolerate the bandages for various reasons, or who cannot apply it themselves or don't have somebody to apply it for them. And in this case, often nighttime compression is helpful. Now, I'm only going to show options for upper extremity compression because that's all I have on hand right now. There is, of course, compression for the lower extremities, for head and neck issues, but let's start with this. Know that the lower extremity or compression for the legs is quite similar. They have many, many options. There's also options for the pelvis and the abdomen as well. So I've grouped these into vague categories, and I will say I don't have a favorite company. I don't have a favorite product. What my favorite product is what's working for me or my clients at a given time. And I have several that I use for different times. All right. We're going to start with the quilted ones with channeling. And these are often the ones that are offered. And now, well, I'm getting ahead of myself. This is a tribute. It's an old-fashioned tribute that was given to me by a client. It's probably 15 years old. They have made updates to it since, but you can see it looks like a big oven mitt, and I say that affectionately as someone who likes to bake and use their oven. And it just slides on, has a spot for your thumb. Some of these have a hand piece that are included where it's sewn in. You have fingers to go in, so it covers all the way down to your fingertips. And then usually there's an outside compressive sleeve that comes on as well. These are really great for maintenance. I don't personally feel like they're great for decongestion, meaning you need to get that limb down, but they are really good for maintenance of your swelling or your lymphedema. That's a tribute. This is Circade's Profile. Again, this one I like because they have these little handles so I can pull it on, and then it has the compressive oversleeve. You do not have to get the cool blue giraffe one. They have gray and pink and black. Every company seems to have multiple options for what they have. This one just made me happy, so I got this one. Again, I like this one, especially when I'm not in a swelling phase. It's great for me if I'm feeling kind of crummy or I just can't be bothered with something that's a little more time intensive that has Velcro and needs adjusting. This is always comfortable. I know they look very hot. I don't get hot in this. As someone who's been having, hot flashes for a while, I can sleep comfortably in those. So those are kind of the channeled quilted ones. All right, this brings us to the Velcro ones, and there's two that I'm going to show you, and then there's a hybrid one. So these two, I think this one is Jobst and this one is Certified. You can see this one's gotten a little ratty because I've been using it for the past 1.5 to 2 years. It's one of my favorite ones for my arm in particular. But you can see they have Velcro for them. You undo the Velcro, you'll slide your arm in if you're working with the upper extremity, right? And it slides on and you Velcro it to the appropriate tightness. I do like with these, they usually come with a handpiece. So this one does come with a handpiece that covers the palm and usually bridges the gap from hand to forearm, which is lovely. And Certified, I think other companies have this too. This is a nighttime compression glove. So I put this on. I have a cotton undersleeve that I put on. Then I slide this whole thing on. And then I tighten the Velcro to the appropriate compression amount. And I go all the way up. There are some companies, some brands where their reduction kit like this overlaps, these Velcroed arms will overlap 30% or 50% to provide a little more consistency with compression, a little more significant compression. So, you know, that is not something that my body particularly likes. I like this because if I need to adjust 1 or 2 arms of compression, I can easily do that without having to undo all sorts of things. Now, this does come with a handpiece, which I forgot at home. Sorry about that. But what I prefer, instead of using the handpiece that comes with it, I prefer this one. Now, I would have put this on first and then put on the whole arm sleeve afterwards. So it would go something along the lines like that. So that brings me to the next one, which is, I think, kind of a hybrid and something that I've been using on and off for the last several months, probably more on than off. And this is a French company, I believe, called Touane. It's called Mobiderm. And this is also their Mobiderm glove. What I like about it is that this one has some Velcro, so it is adjustable. So I can play with how much compression I need where for what is comfortable. But you'll see it has foam chip built in. Here's one that's not adjustable. It's just a sleeve similar to these. This one I'm not using, so it's a little easier to see. It's less mangled. And the foam can really help with softening tissue, moving fluid a little more effectively, but it's really great for fibrosis or stiff skin and stiff tissue under the skin. So it's pretty lovely. So again, my favorite products are the ones that work well for my body or for my clients' bodies, depending on my clients' needs and wants. So I like to use this one with the Certified nighttime glove, or the Mobiderm one with the, I didn't show you, it also has foam chip, but small foam chip. So I'll often wear this with this one. So this glove is, however, designed to go with the other Mobiderm, and you can see because this one doesn't have so much Velcro, doesn't have any Velcro, you can see the channels that are created by the actual foam chips themselves. Now, I will say I also have this, it's a little stretchy. It is not necessarily for compression. This is just an oversleeve without compression that I put on over anything that has Velcro so that the Velcro doesn't catch in my bed linen or on my pajamas, right? So this doesn't provide compression. It just makes sure that I don't get stuck to things. All right. One more thing that I'd like to show you, and this is, I believe, Comfy Wave out of the UK. It's lovely. I would think, oh, it's inside out. I would think that this is probably more a maintenance compression. I haven't used it very much. I haven't been in a swelling flare-up, so I find it really comfortable. There's no Velcro. You don't have to worry about that. It just slides on. And because of the way they've made it where there's no elastic against your skin, there's only cotton against your skin, you don't have to wear anything underneath it. It's really lovely. They have gloves as well. They have one that is built in for the lower extremity. They have ones that are for the hips, hips with a leg, hips with just a thigh. So it is pretty lovely, actually. It's a nice garment. I do like mine to come up a little higher because the bulk of my swelling is here. So for me, I would order something with a little more length to it. but it's an excellent garment for someone who's not quite ready to deal with Velcro and doesn't want the super poofiness of one of the oven mitt style ones. All right. All right, I hope that helps. If you have questions, please reach out and let me know. Remember, nighttime garments are designed for when you're resting. You can wear them 24 hours a day, but a daytime garment is meant for when you're up, not when you're sleeping in bed. It's not meant for overnight use, right? They have different reasons for why you would use them. Okay, I hope that's helpful. If you have questions, please feel free to reach out to us. Either leave us a message in the comments or send us an email at contact@bodycraftmassage.info. That's contact@bodycraftmassage.info. Thanks.